Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, family distraught after remains believed to be that of missing UTech student found. On Saturday, Everton Dilworth received a dreaded phone call. He was being asked by the police to identify a keyring and a pair of sweatpants believed to belong to his daughter Anissa Dilworth, who disappeared on May 6. That phone call shattered whatever optimism he had left after almost 2 weeks of desperately holding on to hope that investigators would find his 20-year-old daughter alive. The emptiness that was within, it just got worse because me and Anissa, we share a tight bond. It's like taking away most of me, leaving me helpless and crippled, the distraught father told the news yesterday. Dilworth said his daughter had just completed her first year at the University of Technology, pursuing a degree in pharmaceutical technology. Since it was her first time being away from their Montego Bay St. James home, they communicated frequently. We talked like 3 times, 4 times for the day at minimum, even a simple hi and bye. How the exam? Why your hair look like that? Stuff like that, he said. Police reports are that about 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, they were alerted to the discovery of human skeletal remains on a beach in Portmore St. Catherine and went to investigate. While formal identification is awaiting results from forensic analysis, the investigators believe the remains belonged to Anissa based on evidence found at the scene. An investigation into the circumstances surrounding her disappearance is ongoing as detectives pursue several leads, the police said. A driver with a ride-sharing service in Drive has been taken into custody and is facing questioning. Head of the St. Andrews Central Police Division, Superintendent Mark Harris, told the news last week that the rideshare driver was taken into custody on May 10, but no charges have been laid against him and he continues to face questions from investigators. We have a man in custody, we have a car, and we are pursuing another person we believe can assist us with the investigation, Harris said. He did not, however, disclose further information on the individual being sought. Efforts by the news to get an update on the investigations were unsuccessful. Dilworth shared that he and Anissa, who was the youngest of his 3 children and the only girl, shared a close bond. In fact, he had a premonition that something was wrong on the day she went missing. Tuesday evening, I felt sick, a strange sickness, really strange. I went to work Tuesday night and I had to tell my co-workers that they need to manage the shift because I was really sick, he said. He said he tried calling her but was not getting through. That same night, he sent a friend to look for her at her apartment in Papine, St. Andrew, but she was not there. Early next morning, Dilworth said he asked the landlord to check on her, but she was nowhere to be found. By this time, he said he was already on his way to Kingston from Montego Bay. On arrival, he went searching for her at her apartment and on the university campus. When those efforts also proved futile, he made a missing person report at the Papine police station. Dilworth said Anissa, a former student of Mount Alvernia High School in Montego Bay, was quiet but ambitious and strong-willed. She was the first of his children to attend the university, and he was looking forward to celebrating the graduation milestone in a few years. In high school, she told me she wanted a driver's license, and she asked me for driving lessons. When she realized that the lessons were too far in between and not advancing at the rate she wants, she went ahead behind my back and found a driving school. Attended the driving school, passed the driving test. She only turned up one day and said, "Daddy, I need some money to pay the bills," he recalled fondly. Stating that her entire family is devastated by her death, he revealed that he has yet to formally view the remains as he is overwhelmed by fear from what he has seen online. It's hard, but we're trying to stay strong," he said. Advocate makes a plea for asylum consideration as more Haitians land in Portland. Founder of Freedom Imaginaries, Malene Alain, who is advocating for the rights of Haitians fleeing their war-torn homeland to Jamaica, says she is hoping the government will give consideration to the civil unrest in Haiti and consider the likelihood of providing asylum to those turning up on the island's shores. Lane's comments come against the background of the arrival of approximately 40 Haitians, including men, women, and children, who landed by boat near Ross Creek in East Portland on Sunday, shortly after 6 a.m. Among the children was a baby. The Haitians claimed that they are fleeing persecution, gang warfare, and sexual violence, wherein gang members are allegedly raping women and children indiscriminately. They also claim that gangsters are actively engaged in murder and plundering throughout the sections of the country, including the capital Port-au-Prince. According to reports, the situation continues to deteriorate because what the reports are saying is that the gangs are trying to expand their control and are really confronting law enforcement, she said. The situation of women and the children is particularly devastating because there are about 1 million people displaced so far because of the violence, and over half of that number would be women and the children. What is happening now is the scale of violence you're seeing, these mass attacks, massacres, and the systematic practices of sexual violence, which is being used as a weapon of war. I am not surprised that more groups are coming, because when you mix the security crisis with a deepening humanitarian crisis and a healthcare system on the brink of collapse, what it tells me is that some countries like Jamaica and the CARICOM generally, that we cannot afford to wait any longer. We must implement effective asylum procedures, and this must be at the regional level, where CARICOM establishes a fund and a mechanism to coordinate responses to Haitians fleeing their country, she said. The group of Haitians was picked up by the police, who were supported by members of the Jamaica Defense Force in the Ross Creek area near Long Bay in East Portland. They were later transported to a holding area at the Castle Police Station near Priest Demans River in the parish, where they underwent a screening and medical checkup. One resident, Huan Edwards, owner of Iris Sustainable Seafood, told the news that he provided some of the Haitians with juices and snacks after realizing that they were dehydrated and hungry. So with permission from a member of the security forces, I purchased the snacks and refreshment for the people, including a small baby. I observed at least 42 Haitians that were being transported by the security forces, he said, and it is obvious that they are in need. It would appear that they were at sea for probably 4 to 5 days. I saw men, women, children, and babies. Helping people is what I do, and I did just that, he added. Since 2024, approximately 220 Haitians, comprising 7 groups, have landed in Portland after fleeing their homeland in search of a better life. At least 5 of those groups of Haitians have been repatriated as a result of national security concerns raised by the government. Fire Brigade conducting Islandwide hydrant survey. The Jamaica Fire Brigade says it expects to complete within the next 6 months an island-wide survey of fire hydrants, which will help with the monitoring and the maintenance of the water access pipes. Once we complete this exercise, we will be in a far better position to assess the condition of our hydrants across the country. We will be able to identify which hydrants are functional and which require maintenance or rehabilitation. Meaningful strides are being made in this regard, JFB Deputy Commissioner Kevin Horton told the news in Hanover last Friday. According to Horton, mapping is already completed in 3 parishes and has started in 4 others. We have already completed Area 3, which comprises Manchester, Clarendon, and St. Catherine. We are now conducting the survey in Area 4, which includes Hanover, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, and St. James, Horton told the news. Once completed, we will turn to Area 2. While the target is to complete the project within 6 months, the timeline may extend slightly due to unforeseen circumstances. Nonetheless, we are committed to completing this critical initiative within the current financial year, he added. Horton explained that the brigade is using geographic information system technology to map and assess hydrants, providing access to their locations, conditions, and images through a central platform. We are currently uploading this data to a platform that enables us to view in real time not only the condition of the hydrants, but also images of them, he added. We are also in the process of expanding our hydrant teams across the island. At the present, there are only 2 maintenance teams, one in Kingston and another in St. James. We are working to establish additional teams in St. Anne and St. Catherine to enhance our capacity for carrying out maintenance and repair work efficiently, he disclosed. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.